Lewis sprinted through the dense foliage of the swamp. He could hear the thunderous stomping of the creature behind him. William Clark and the last two members of his exploration team were trailing behind. The man furthest back tripped over a mangrove's root, stumbling into the undergrowth and landing in the mud. Lewis looked back just in time to see the beast's mighty head wrench the man from the muddy soil and swallow him whole. The animal never stopped moving. It was giant, well over the height of the mangrove trees. It stood on two massive legs armed with three razor-sharp talons. The leaves covered the top part of its body, but its muscular muzzle hung low, breaking branches and snapping at Lewis and his men. Lewis slid down a hill, dense thorn bushes clawing at him. Clark was close behind, tumbling down, pulling thorny brambles down with him. Both Lewis and Clark landed in the swamp water. Clark was fully submerged. Lewis ripped him from under the water and dragged him to the muddy riverbank. A shout came from behind them as the last explorer was pulled from the ground. The creature's head broke fully through the tree cover. It was thick and rounded, full of powerful muscle. The end of the creature's curved teeth hung from its lips. The mighty beast snapped its jaws around the last of Lewis's men. Blood trickled from the beast's lips and pattered to the ground. The creature let out a loud reptilian hiss. It snorted. Lewis and Clark clung to each other. Clark's breathing was heavy. Lewis's heart was racing. The animal's head snapped in the direction. Its looming shadow eclipsed them both. The creature let out its cry, a low but resonating sound. The creature hunted them was hang on, sorry, wrong part. Go, shouted Lewis, yanking Clark up. The creature broke through the treetops, gnashing its jaws at them. They ran through the sandy bog. It was a straight plain of water, full of sandbars. The giant chased after them. It didn't run, no. It was too heavy for that. Instead, it leapt forward in giant bounds, clearing 40 feet at a time. Almost there, a couple hundred more feet. The enormous cliff face of stone was so close. Lewis and Clark just needed to scale the cliff and climb over the Great Barrier Mountain, and they'd be free. One of Lewis's shoes got stuck in the sand. He ripped his foot out of his boot. No time. The creature's cry carried through the air. Lewis slammed into the wall, scale landing in seconds. His hands were cut and his bootless foot was covered in gashes. He pulled himself onto the top of the cliff and spun himself around, lying on his stomach. He reached down with one hand. Clark was struggling to climb, and the creature was closing in rapidly. Clark reached into his satchel and pulled out a leather-bound notebook. Take it, Clark screamed. Give me your hand. Take it. Lewis yelled and grabbed the journal as the creature reached the wall. It opened its jaws, a rush of hot air escaping. The last thing Lewis saw before Clark was shoved out its slimy gullet was a dark void of saliva and teeth.